In the midst of the drama on Rhonj, Giudice has defended her crazy stepfather, Ruelas. She has previously spoken up for him, and she is not the only daughter of Teresa Giudice to do so. What is she saying about him then, and why is she speaking out again? To learn more about the problem, continue reading. Rhobh sisters and Giudice support Louis since he began dating Teresa Giudice. Ruelas has not seemed like the greatest person. He has even made threatening remarks and gotten into conflicts with her co-stars. He revealed at the conclusion of season 13 that he has information on every member of the cast, and that renowned private investigator Giudice was looking into them. Louis seemed to have spent Teresa's whole fortune in the season 14 teaser. Furthermore, it was said that Louis was the reason she was constantly stressed. The fact that Teresa and Louis were making fun of John Feuda's appearance made matters worse. The Feudas were considered quite repulsive, even though not everyone liked them. But Louis does have some admirers, and they're at his house. His stepdaughters are quite vocal about how much they like him. Melania Giudice expressed her opinions about Louis in 2023 when appearing on her mother's Namist B$Chiz podcast. Louis is an excellent stepfather. He is. He's a fantastic stepfather, she remarked. Come on, you guys know Joe Giudice, my dad. His name is Juicy Joe. Do you believe he will let anyone he doesn't like to be around his girls? No. After Gabriella Giudice left for college, Louis wrote a heartfelt ode to his stepdaughter, to whom Gia replied, "Ah, this is the best stepdad ever." Although Melania agreed with her older sister, there were some unresolved concerns in the Sunday, May 26th episode of Rhonj. It was uncertain whether Louis and John Feuda would get along at Dolores Catania's battle for Brooklyn softball game. In addition to hoping that this game would help them work out their problems, Mio and Giudice also believed that a private conversation might be helpful. Louis is being made crazy by them. While Giudice is fiercely protective of Ruelas, Dolores Catania simply wants the men to act like adults on this significant occasion. Teresa Giudice adds, "I don't trust John Feuda, but I know Louis will be fine." Gia immediately introduces her stepfather, whom she has always liked. "I'm telling you, Louis, he's a really, really good guy. I looked at him after he said those things, and I thought, Lou, that's not who you are. These individuals are simply driving you insane." The trailer gives the impression that the Feudas will never be able to work out their differences with Teresa and Louis. Before the season started, Rachel Feuda even cut Teresa out of the cast portrait. Therefore, not everyone loves him as much as Gia does. Is there more to Teresa's girls' love for Louis, or do you find it admirable? For years, the Giudice family name has been synonymous with the drama, loyalty, and fiery resilience that makes the Real Housewives of New Jersey an enduring hit. And while Teresa Giudice has carried much of the spotlight, her daughters have grown up right alongside the Bravo cameras. Among them, Giudice, the eldest, now a confident and outspoken young woman, is no stranger to defending her family. Most recently, she stepped forward to defend her stepfather, Louis Ruelas, whose polarizing presence has sparked endless debates among Rhonj fans and cast members alike. Once labeled crazy by critics, Louis has become a lightning rod on the series, with his unfiltered emotions, unusual confessions, and confrontations keeping viewers buzzing. But Gia, who has navigated years of public scrutiny thanks to her mother's legal troubles and her family's on-again, off-again feuds, has made it clear. Louis may be misunderstood, but to her, he's family, and family comes first. Gia finds her voice. When Gia first appeared on Rhonj as a child, fans were charmed by her heartfelt singing, her sassy comebacks, and her maturity well beyond her years. She famously broke hearts when she sang about her parents' crumbling marriage in a scene that instantly became reality TV history. Now in her early 20s, Gia has emerged as more than just Teresa's daughter. She's carving out her own identity as an advocate for her family, often stepping in when the drama gets too heated. Ruelas' entrance into Teresa's life was meant to be a fairy tale ending after years of hardship. Yet the romance came with complications. Louis' fiery temper, unconventional behavior, remember the infamous warrior camp video, and his habit of inserting himself into Rhobh conflicts made him an easy target for gossip. Gia has watched the chaos unfold from the sidelines. But when the criticism crossed into attacks on his character, she decided it was time to speak. Crazy or misunderstood. On social media and in interviews, Gia hasn't shied away from acknowledging Louis' quirks. "Yeah, he can be a little intense," she admitted in a candid exchange, "but that doesn't make him crazy. He's passionate, he loves my mom, and he wants to protect all of us." People twist that into something it's not. Fans of Rhobh have accused Louis of meddling in the infamous Giudice feud, of speaking over Teresa during arguments, and of escalating situations that might have fizzled otherwise. Gia, however, sees a different side of him. "What people don't understand is how much he's been there for us behind the cameras. When things were really hard, he stepped up. He didn't have to, but he did." In Gia's eyes, Louis isn't trying to play the villain or the hero. He's simply navigating the pressure cooker that is reality TV. And while his outbursts have earned him the label of crazy from fans and even fellow housewives, Gia argues that the show only reveals part of the truth. A protective force. Gia has always been fiercely loyal to her mother, often acting as Teresa's unofficial spokesperson when things spiraled on the show. With Louis in the picture, Gia now finds herself balancing two roles, daughter and stepdaughter. "Louis protects my mom in a way no one else has," Gia explained. "After everything she went through, the legal stuff, the divorce, losing her parents, she deserves someone who will stand up for her. And that's what he does. It might not always look perfect, but it comes from love." Viewers have noted how Louis positions himself as Teresa's shield during confrontations, often stepping in before she can even react. While some fans call it controlling, Gia interprets it as protective. "He's not trying to speak for her," she clarified. "He's trying to stop things before they get worse. That's just who he is." Facing the critics. Gia's defense of Louis hasn't silenced the critics. If anything, it sparked more debate. Some believe she's too close to the situation to see Louis clearly, while others applaud her maturity in standing by her family. But Gia is unfazed. Having grown up in the harsh spotlight, she's learned how to separate outside opinions from her reality. "People said things about my dad, about my mom, about me," she reflected. "It never ends. If I let every comment get to me, I'd lose my mind. So when they call Louis names, I just remind myself, we know the truth." The truth, according to Gia, is that Louis has been a stabilizing presence in her family, no matter how messy his Bravo edits may appear. Teresa's pride. Teresa herself has been vocal about how grateful she is for Gia's support. In confessionals and interviews, she beams with pride at her daughter's maturity and her ability to rise above the noise. "He has always been wise beyond her years," Teresa shared. "She sees through people. She knows her stepdad's heart." This solidarity between mother and daughter has only deepened the Giudice family bond, something Teresa has fought to protect since day one. The pair's united front also sends a clear message to critics. When you go after Louis, you're not just dealing with Teresa, but with Gia too. What this means for Rhobh. Gia's defense of Louis could signal a shift in how future seasons of Rhobh unfold. With Teresa reportedly weighing her long-term future on the show, Gia has stepped into more storylines, particularly those involving family dynamics. Fans speculate that Bravo might even be grooming her for a larger role, perhaps as a friend of, or even a full-time housewife down the line. If that happens, Gia's loyalty to Louis will likely become a storyline in itself. Could we see her facing off against cast members who criticize him? Will her defense of her stepdad spark new alliances or deepen existing feuds? For a show built on loyalty and betrayal, Gia's commitment to protecting Louis adds another fascinating layer. Closing the chapter or just beginning? As Giudice continues to defend her stepdad against accusations and insults, one thing is clear: she has no interest in letting outsiders define her family. "We're not perfect, but we love each other," she insists. At the end of the day, that's what matters. Whether viewers see Louis as crazy, passionate, or somewhere in between, Gia's perspective offers a rare glimpse into the man behind the headlines. For her, Louis isn't the fiery figure audiences dissect weekly on Bravo. He's the stepdad who shows up, who loves her mom fiercely, and who's become an unexpected anchor in the whirlwind that is the Giudice family legacy. In true RHONG fashion, the debate is far from over. But one thing's certain: with Gia in his corner, Ruelas has a defender as sharp, fearless, and loyal as they come.